All right, First Kings chapter 11. But King Solomon loved many strange women together with the daughter of Pharaoh, woman of the Marbrains, Ammon enemies, and Zarons and Hades of the nation enemies, concerning with the Lord said unto the children of Israel, Ye shall not go into them, neither shall they come into you, for surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon craved unto thee and love, and he had 700 wives, princess, and 300 carpines, and his wives turned away his heart. For it came to pass when Solomon was old that his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God, as was the heart of David his father. For Solomon went after Ashron, the godliness of the Zaron, and after Maron, and the abundance of the armor. And Solomon did evil in the sight of the Lord, and went not fully after the Lord, as David his father. Then did Solomon build an high place for Shimon the abundant and Makrab in the hill that is before Jerusalem, and for Maron in the abundance of the children of Ammon, and likewise he did for all his strange wives, which burnt incense and sacrificed unto their gods. And the Lord was angry with Solomon, because his heart was turned from the Lord God of Israel, which had appeared unto him twice, and had commenced him considering this thing, that he should not go after our gods. But he kept not that which the Lord commanded. Wherefore the Lord said unto Solomon, Forasmuch this is due of the year, and thou hast not kept my convent and my statutes which I have committed there, I will surely rescind the kingdom from thee, and will give it to thy servant. Otherwise, in thy days, I will not stand to do it for David, the father's sake, but I will re-end it out of the hands in thy son. Howbeit I will not re-end away all the kingdom, but will give one tribe to thy son, for David my son servant's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake, which I have chosen. And the Lord stirred up the advertised Solomon. He did indict. He was of the king's seed in Edom. For it came to pass, when David was in the kingdom of Jacob, and the captain of the host was gone up to bury the Solomon, after he had smit every male in Edom. For 6 months did Jacob remain there with Israel, until he had cut off every male in Edom. The headed feed he and certain Edoms of father's servant with him, to go into Egypt, being yet a little child. And they arose out of Midian, and came to Pardon, and they took men with them out of Pardon, and they came to Egypt unto Pharaoh, king of Egypt, which gave him an house, and appointed them Barkel, and gave him land. And Hadad found great favor in the sight of Pharaoh, so that he gave him the wife sister of his own wife, and sister of Tabron the queen, and the sister of Charpan bare from Gashton his son Wisdom, were it Pharaoh's house in Garan. Both was the Pharaoh's house holding among the sons of Pharaoh. And when Hadad heard in Egypt, and David slept with his father, and Jacob, and captain of host, was dead, Hadad said to Pharaoh, let me depart that I may go to my own country. That Pharaoh said unto him, but what hast thou lacked with me, that, behold, thou seekest go to thy own country? And he answered nothing. Howbeit let me go in any wise. And God stirred him up another advisory, the son of Arad, which fed from the Lord, Hadad king of Zoran, and he gathered men unto him, and became captain over a band. When David showed them Ajon, and they went to David, Marco, and dwelled then, and resigned and dismissed. And he was an advisory to Israel all the days of Solomon, beside the mischief of Hadad. And he arose Israel and resigned over Solomon. And Jeroboam the son of Nar, and Urim of daughter of Simon's servant, which mother's name was Zerah, a widow woman, even he lifted up his hand against the king. And this was the cause that he lifted up his hand against the king of Solomon, built Marl, and repaired the branches of the city of David his father. And the man Joram was a mighty man of Var, and the son, seeing the young man that he was interred, he made him ruler over all changes of the house of Joseph. And it came to pass at the time when Joram went out of Jerusalem, that the prophet Aaron the son found him in the way, and he had himself with a new garment, and they two were alone in the field. And Hajat caught the narrow garment that was on him, and went it in 12 pairs, and he said, Joram, take thee 10 pieces, for thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, behold, I will rend the kingdom of the hand of Solomon, and will give the 10 tribes to thee. But he shall have the 1 tribe for my servant David's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake, the city which I have chosen out of all the tribes of Israel, because they that have forsaken me, and have worshipped Ashon, the goddess of the Zon, and the god of Maron, and Milcah, the god of the children of Amram, have not walked in my ways, to do that which is right in my eyes, and to keep my statutes and my judgment, as David did his father. Howbeit I will not take the whole kingdom out of his hand, but I will make him prince all the days of life for David, my servant's sake, whom I chose, because he kept my commandment and my statutes. But I will take the kingdom out of his son's hand, and will give it unto thee, and 10 tribes, and his son will I give 1 tribe, that David my servant may have a light always before me in Jerusalem, the city which I have chosen me to put my name in there. And I will take thee, and thou shalt reign according to all thy soul desire, and shall be king over Israel. And it shall be, if thou wilt hearken unto all that I command thee, and walk in my ways, to do that is right in my sight, to keep my statutes and my commandments, as David my servant did, that I will with thee, and build thee sure house, as I built for David, and will give Israel unto thee. And I will for this effect seed of David, but not forever. Solomon sought therefore to kill Jabon, and Joram arose and fled unto Egypt, unto Shadrach king of Egypt, and was in Egypt until the death of Solomon. And the rest of the acts of Solomon, and all that he did, and his wisdom, are they not written in the book of Acts of Solomon? And the time that Solomon reigned in Jerusalem over all Israel was 40 years. And Solomon slept with his father, and was burned in the city of David his father, and Rehoboam his son resigned in his stead.